Hello, my loves. Welcome to Lifestyle Manifesting. I'm Shannon, and on my channel, I discuss manifesting as a lifestyle, every area of your life. Be the designer, the creator, the deliberate architect of your life. I am the only coach you need because my processes work. You get results. You are success, and you have success with my processes. Today, I am reading Neville Goddard, The Power of Awareness. The Power of Awareness, this is chapter 4, Desire. The changes that take place in your life as a result of your changed concept of yourself always appear in the unenlightened to be the result not of a change of your consciousness, but of chance, outer cause, or coincidence. However, the only fate governing your life is the fate determined by your own concepts, your own assumptions. For an assumption, though false, if persisted in, will harden into fact. The ideal you seek and hope to attain will not manifest itself, will not be realized by you until you have imagined that you are already that ideal. All right, Neville's saying it's not coincidence. Like someone who is unenlightened thinks it's a coincidence if something happened in their world, right? It's not a coincidence. When you understand your consciousness creates, you see the cause and effect of your imagination and what's created. Neville goes on to say, there is no escape for you except by a radical physical transformation of yourself, except by your assumption of the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Therefore, make results or accomplishments the crucial test of your ability to use your imagination. It's really a radical change in your of yourself, right? Of your perception. It is, because if someone's rejected, they're manifesting a specific person into their life and they feel rejected, you have to have a radical physiological transformation of yourself, right? You have to radically transform how you see yourself as chosen instead of feeling like you're rejected and like you're not wanted. It is a radical physiological transformation of yourself. Everything depends on your attitude towards yourself. Everything depends on your attitude towards yourself. That which you will not affirm as true of yourself cannot be realized by you. For that attitude alone is the necessary condition by which you realize your goal. Everything depends on your attitude towards yourself, your self-concept. Everything depends on how you see yourself. Okay? If you cannot affirm that it's true of yourself, then it's never going to be manifested or realized or materialized in your world. You're declaring yourself to be this person. You are this person. You become this person. You don't become, but you be. You are being this person. Being the person now. Already not looking from the outside to that world or towards the world. Looking through the eyes, the POV, the point of view of that version of you, the POV. Now get into the POV of that version of you, okay? All transformation is based upon suggestion. All transformation is based upon suggestion, and this can work only where you lay yourself completely open to an influence. You must abandon yourself to your ideal as a woman abandons herself to love, for complete abandonment of self to it is the way to union with your ideal. You must assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled until your assumption has all the sensory vividness of reality. You must imagine that you are already experiencing what you desire. That is, you must assume the feeling of the fulfillment of your desire. What does it feel like to have your desire? until you are possessed by it, and this feeling crowds all other ideas out of your consciousness. I like how he said, that is, you must assume the feeling of the fulfillment of your desire until you are possessed by it, and this feeling crowds all other ideas out of your consciousness. Like, you're just so much in that picture of that world and that reality. You're so much in the picture of you already having the money in your account and spending it. You're already seeing yourself as the wealthy version of you. You're possessing yourself with it. You crowd out any idea of anything else. Okay, you do that as you fall asleep. The same thing with your person. The same thing with any desire. The same thing with the healthy body. The same thing with that transformation of anything within your body. Crowd out anything unlike the wish fulfilled, and you live and saturate yourself in the wish fulfilled. The man who is not prepared for the conscious plunge into the assumption of the wish fulfilled in the faith that it is the only way to the realization of his dream is not yet ready to live consciously by the law of assumption. Let me reread that. The man who is not prepared for the conscious plunge into the assumption of the wish fulfilled in the faith it is the only way to the realization of his dream is not yet ready to live consciously by the law of assumption. Although there is no doubt that he does live by the law of assumption unconsciously. Neville's telling us that you're living by this law regardless. You're already living by the law of assumption, but are you unconscious or are you conscious of what your assumptions are? But for you, this is all of you. This is for all of you. But for you, because you are conscious, who accept this principle and are ready to live by consciously assuming that your wish is already fulfilled, the adventure of life begins. Ooh, that kind of gives me chills, right? But for you, this is you. You accept this principle and you're ready to live by consciously assuming your wish is already fulfilled. The adventure of life begins. To reach a higher level of being, you must assume a higher concept of yourself. If you will not imagine yourself as other than what you are, then you remain as you are. You have to imagine yourself as the person who already has your desire. If you need help with that, my self-concept course is designed from success stories, from my success stories. If you need that help and you want to do it you have to take action. Okay, so action meaning you take action on holding firm to the vision of you with your desire. Take the action and go through the exercises where you create that new high self-concept of you with your desire, okay? So let me repeat what Neville said. To reach a higher level of being, you must assume a higher concept of yourself. If you will not imagine yourself as other than what you are, then you remain as you are. Okay, and then he takes from the Bible. For if ye believe not that I am he, ye shall die in your sins. Okay? If you do not believe that you are he, the person you want to be, then you remain as you are. Sins, yeah, this is from the Bible. So when the metaphysical translation of the Bible, the word sin means to miss the mark. Miss the mark means you didn't get your desire. Okay, do not sin. That means do not miss the mark to get your desire. For if he believed that, the language of the Bible is hard to read. Okay, for if ye believe not that I am he, if you don't believe you are this person, ye shall die in your sins, missing the mark. If you don't believe, what did Neville say? If you do not believe that you are he, the person you want to be, then you remain as you are. Through the faithful, systematic cultivation of the feeling of the wish fulfilled, desire becomes the promise of its own fulfillment. The assumption of the feeling of the wish fulfilled makes the future dream a present fact. Beautiful, beautiful wisdom, Neville wisdom. Desire. Okay, so we know the key is self-concept. The key is self-concept. You have to be the one who has the desire. You have to have the radical change of thought about yourself. It is a radical change to go from feeling rejected to feeling wanted. Okay, but you persist in feeling wanted. You persist in the version of you who feels rich. Persist in feeling abundant. Persist in feeling full and well and healthy and perfect. Persist in it. Yes. All right, let me answer the questions. Let me answer your questions. You guys are powerful. Those are my typical words. You guys are powerful, because I want you to keep hearing that and reinforce it for you. You are powerful. Nothing's powerful outside of you. Remember when you used to think someone had power over you? Remember when you thought all these circumstances outside of you had more power over you? But they don't. You are one of the conscious creators. And I love how Neville worded it. What did he say? He said, for you who accept this principle and are ready to live by consciously assuming that your wish is already fulfilled, the adventure of life begins. Like, now, just let everything from the past stay in the past. Let the adventure begin. The adventure of you knowing you're the creator. The adventure of you thinking bigger. The adventure that you realize things that you thought you could never do in life, you could do it. You want to be the person who gets the best time in the marathon? You can be that. You could start being that now. Like, if there's something that you already like. Did you see the TikTok of the woman who, it was like a mom who was really overweight and she wanted to be a cheerleader for like a professional team, maybe a football team or something. If anyone knows this video, let me know, because I was trying to find it for somebody. But I was thinking about that today, but some people think, oh, it's past my time, I can't do this. No, this woman, within 1 year, totally overweight. You would never assume, no one would ever assume that she would be on a professional cheerleader for a national team, on a national team. A year later, beating out over 500 competitors and making it on the team. Okay, she made a decision in her mind. First of all, that decision that you know that it's possible is a powerful, it's the desire, right? The desire, the burning desire makes you realize it's possible. Now you just naturally start doing the things, and those things that you naturally start doing also become a little bit easier, because when you have the power of your conscious mind, the conscious mind and infinite intelligence behind you, it's more powerful than anything in this world. So the power, I guarantee she did not have to work as hard as those other people that were working. She was like in the flow of knowing she's the creator. I think it was a manifestation guy that posted it. Maybe might have been even one of his, I don't know, like his friends or something like that. But the point is, you're powerful. So maybe the adventure of life begins because now you start realizing if you ever wanted to be a famous actor, you could start being that now. If you ever wanted to be anything you thought really wasn't in the cards for you, you could actually change it now. You could be anything now, anything you want. You can have anything you want. Do you want that specific person anymore? Do you understand? Your whole world's yourself pushed out. You could have like infinite possibilities. Do you understand that? Well, let's go ahead and answer the questions. Here we go. Olympia. What do you do when you feel like your manifestation is too big and you can't reach it? It's about conditioning ourselves. It seems so big because you haven't been making it familiar in your mind. It seems so big. I even remember personally at one point when I was paying $2,000 in rent and a friend of mine was paying $7,000. And I was like, oh my God, that sounds outrageous. I could not even imagine myself, right? Now I can. Now it's easy. Now that would be easy because I've been practicing, but I intentionally practiced imagining. I was like, well, wait a minute. Let me start to expand my mind about this. Instead of thinking $2,000 was a lot, or it was actually 2,500. Instead of thinking that's a lot, start thinking that's no big deal. Start thinking 7,000 is not a big deal. Okay, so you really have to you condition yourself, you train yourself, you condition yourself to have a new idea about whatever you feel like it's big. And remember, your perception is manifesting because it seems big. If you put your specific person on a pedestal, it seems big. If you're manifesting a celebrity, it feels big. Then your perception is manifesting. It's going to be, you won't reach it. You won't reach that goal. Okay, so you start to look at things differently. First of all, you're the creator. You're the creator. Now, secondly, everything is equal. Everything has equal energy. You've just given something more power. You've given something an idea that it was bigger or more difficult to achieve. So you have to play around in your own mind. And the way that you play around with it is just by familiarizing yourself with it. The more you picture yourself having it, okay, it could be an intention, like back to the example of paying $7,000 a month for rent or whatever. Instead of thinking, wow, that's a waste of money, you could think, $7,000, what would it feel like if I could afford $7,000? What would it feel like if I could afford $10,000 a month? What would that feel like? Not that it feels like that's a waste of money, but what if not that it's a waste of money, but that you actually are creating a reality where money just flows into your life, so it's not a big deal because there's always more. It's not a lack, but there's always more abundance, and you'll always make more money, and it will be raining money on. And you could easily spend money because money can easily come into your life. So you have to familiarize yourself and condition yourself to new ideas and to a bigger picture. So remind yourself everything is equal. Some of the things that I did like mentally was, as I looked at the world, I started to instead of putting people on a pedestal, I brought everything down, equal playing field. Speakers would talk about this, like a public speaker would say, if you're nervous while you're speaking, imagine everyone is either on the toilet or naked or whatever, like something like that. Why? Because instead of thinking everyone is above you or it feels scary, right? It feels big, you start to just diminish it a little bit, right? It doesn't feel so big. It feels on an equal playing field. So you want to create that. It's more like an equal playing field. And you're going to do that by affirming it. Okay? The more you imagine you having your desire, you can imagine your friends have that desire, but not feel jealous that what if they did get it before you did? So what? You're a powerful manifester. If they could get it, you could get it. Okay, plus you would want to imagine the best for anybody, but you could imagine other people also with this desire. Imagine yourself with the desire. Imagine yourself bigger and grander. Join my VIP group because you will level up the way you perceive yourself. You won't feel small. We were conditioned in life to feel small. Nobody conditioned us. It's just part of this kind of experience that we're having. So if you had an experience where you felt small and you feel little, you are now realizing that you're bigger and more powerful. So maybe you need to be part of a community that helps remind you that you are bigger, right? You are powerful. You are unlimited. Okay, SK, when I feel an affirmation, it happens instantly, but it's hard for me to feel it every time on cue. Okay, but even your dialogue here, your question here, you look at your own question to answer your own question, right? Because when I'm not live and you're like, where's Shannon? And I had this question. No, you could figure it out because you write that out for yourself, and all you have to do is take your question and form it into a statement as if you already have it. Okay, you feel an affirmation, you should be acknowledging that, like, yeah, oh yeah, like, yeah, I could do this, right? Happens instantly. Then you're going to think, yeah, but it's hard. Why can't I get that one? You could get that other stuff on cue, but not that one, not that thing or that desire or whatever. That's where you have to rewrite it and say, you know what? If I could do it instantly with all those things, I can do it instantly with the thing I desire, with any desire. Okay, it's easy for me. It's easy for me. I can manifest on cue. I can get into the feeling on cue. It's really, okay, so what are you going to do? you're going to say what I just gave you, right? It's easy for me. I can do this on cue. I do it in every area, and I do it in this area too, with this desire too. And remember, you're familiarizing yourself, conditioning yourself for something that's familiar, because the version of you that already has that, that's familiar, and that's a normal thought, and that's a natural thought. You're creating a new natural thought of the version of you who has it. Your world will reflect it. Okay? And you keep practicing it till it feels natural. I want her out of his life, even though they are friends. I don't feel good about her presence. Yeah, but remember, everything is coming from you. And you are fighting with him because you have some level of maybe you're not trusting, or you don't feel good enough, or you're worried, or it's coming from you 100%. So you want her out of his life, instead of putting any focus on her, because the more you focus on her and the fear, I mean, there's different ways to do this. I'm just giving you like this one way, right? Okay, or maybe a couple ways, right? But instead of focusing on her, this is the one way you have to. You focus on yourself. You just tell a story like, oh, she moved. She moved. So glad she moved. Alejandra, I've been manifesting him for almost a year, and he just broke up with me yesterday. What am I doing? What am I doing wrong? Well, without having a conversation with you, this is something I would discuss in a one-on-one, or join my VIP group to get more feedback, because you could just start changing this right away. It's not that you don't focus on what you did wrong. I'm going to start focusing on what I'm doing right. Okay, start focusing on the version of you who has your wish fulfilled, who has your desire, that version of you. What are you thinking? What are you feeling? What are you doing? What are you thinking about yourself? Kylie, hi, since our call, I've been having dreams of marriage with SP and hearing my affirmations in my dream. It has impressed on your subconscious mind, Kylie. It has impressed on your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind goes to work and pushes it out. That is the job of your subconscious mind. That's beautiful. I'm going to say congratulations right now, because tomorrow, whether it's exactly tomorrow, but tomorrow I will have a message from you saying, Shannon, it's success. Something around the success that you're having, around the movement you're having. Keep living from the end, because it's done. Keep living from the unknowing. Okay, you're not trying hard. It's not effort. It's done. It's done. I love you all. If you need additional help, there are so many ways to work with me. Look at the link in my description. I love you all. Have an amazing day. Bye.